Hello. Oh, excuse me. I'm just getting over a stinking cold, so I've got a bit of a throaty voice. But I'm just doing a little video today on riding out in windy conditions, which, to be fair, to be honest, is not a problem for me. But I know some people struggle. So I even know a person who won't do anything with her horse if it's windy, which is, it's a bit of a shame, isn't it, really? And I'm not saying you should plough ahead and do it, but there are things that you can do to make things better. But I'm not a trainer. But this is how I cope anyway. Because although I say that I don't really have a problem, Chief, I don't know if you know, but if you've watched any of my videos, you'll probably get the idea and the impression from him that he's quite confident. He's quite a dominant horse. Dominant, which people struggle with that word, don't they? But it's he'll be in your face if you let him. He'll be in your pockets if you let him. He's very confident around people. He always has been. He was 6 days old when I first met him, and he left his mum in the middle of a field to come over to a fence to talk to me at 6 days old. I think that's quite confident. And he's like that anyway. However, I've seen another side of him, and if you pressure him, he'll switch to not confident quite quickly. I took that as playing. Sometimes he does play, but I had to, it took me a little while to realise that no, it was like I was putting too much pressure on him. So complicated, isn't it? Anyway, so we're going to go for a ride, and what I've decided to do is just go around the local lanes. I know the time of day it's the morning. I know it's going to be fairly quiet. B, he's very used to this ride. He can do it with his eyes shut. We can both do it with our eyes shut. And another thing, if I had to ride around, say a town or through the middle of a housing estate where there were people trying to get past with the cars and things like that, quite a lot, and things perhaps flapping about in the gardens and things like that. You see what I mean? It's in your face. I wouldn't probably go. I'd probably go in the school. So another thing as well, it was absolutely blowing a hoolie this morning. It's not as bad, but I'm just going to go because I want to ride out a week with a stupid cold when I couldn't do anything. So I'm determined. I'm going to get out today. Right. As you can see, this is how windy it is. Chief and who have we got there? Chief and Dylan, naked. Look how chubby Dylan is. He says, "How rude! How rude!" I've just fat shamed Dylan, but he is, because he's had this injury, so he's not been ridden nearly as much. I did ride him yesterday, and he was absolutely fab. But he's on rehabilitation, so he's limited as to how much. And I tell you how much grass I give them every day. That much. Between three of them. They get like a stalk each. And look at him. And people keep saying, but it's good to go into the winter with a bit of covering. Look at that. I might say it's hair. Should we say it's hair, Dylan? Oh, should we say it's hair? Yeah. I don't know where Tiny is. See if we can. He can't be far. They're never too far. Oh, he's there, but he's not coming in. Now, I'm hoping to do some groundwork with Tiny a bit later on, but I'm having my hair done. I'm being grey shamed later on. I'm having my hair coloured. So, right, I'm going to get ready and get on. All right. So apparently it's 17 miles an hour, but it is gusting, so it might be a bit stronger every now and then. Also, I'm starting today with a trail ride scheme. I am a member of the Western Equestrian Society UK, which is known as WES UK, and they do a trail award scheme. So you pay a one-off price, and then you submit your hours that you've spent trail riding. So it doesn't include going in the school, so out or the field or anything. And the hours that you've done trail riding in a Western saddle. I think you submit it monthly, and then you work your way up to certain awards. And then I think the highest one, I think, is 1,000 hours. So I've been using the Equilab app, and I'm up to over 200 hours since May, I think. I haven't really been going at it. And I have been helping other people, so I've been going on shorter rides, if you know what I mean. So, and I'm not doing it as a competition with myself, but it's just something to aim for, isn't it? So, yeah, so we're going to start that today. So with it being so windy, you probably won't hear me. I'm just going to stick my phone on my hat. Hopefully I'll turn it the right way around and you won't just get to see my hat for however long. This ride takes, it's like the second shortest ride that we do. So I think it's only 3 miles. So it only takes about 40 minutes, and it's all road work. So I won't be doing a lot of trotting. He's got shoes on, but I just don't do a lot of trotting. I just do a little bit, sort of intermittent. But I'll stick I'll stick my phone on my hat and see how it goes, and then I'll see you when we get back. See how it went in the wind. Ooh. So just to mention also before we set off, even whilst I've been brushing, sorry, that was a bit close, wasn't it? While I've been brushing him and getting him ready, I've been watching him, see if he's bothered about the wind. He's not bothered. He was slightly bothered when the horses, the other two, Dylan and Tiny, came in, and then when they left again, he was started sort of looking around and thinking, oh, I'm on my own. But I carried on, and he realised he wasn't on his own because I was with him. So now he's fine. I've put this is really bad, that's better. Get away from my face. I've put his tack on, and he had no bothers with the cinch or anything, and when I put his bridle on, he had his head down. He was absolutely fine. He's absolutely fine. So we're heading out into the wind now. We'll see how it goes. Okay. We're very sheltered at the minute. It's hardly windy at all, to be honest. No, just cricket pitch. That's interesting. I've only not ridden for a week, really, and he just slowed down at next door's yard. He's slowing down and looking around, so he's a little bit concerned about something. It's the tiny things. It's the tiny, tiny little things you have to listen to. I had one of those horses that everybody said, and it just came out of nowhere. And I used to say it as well. And when I look back, I think, no, he was telling me all the way around the ride until that moment where he decided, get off. It got a bit better in it. Well, it got a lot better in the end, to be honest. Right, we're going up this way, Chuck. It's warm. End of October, and it's so mild. Oh, I breathed out there. To be honest, when I put his bridle on, he was doing a lot of yawning. That's a stress release as well. Kind of stress. We think of stress as being frightened or worried, don't we? But stress can just be, like, I know for a fact I just tend to clench my jaw all the time, just a matter of course. That's just how I am, and I have to really, concentrate on not clenching it, and that is a little bit of sign of stress, isn't it? Stress, the word to put something under stress. The forecast is to absolutely lash it down this afternoon. It's beautiful at the minute. All the trees are really turning. The leaves are really, well, the leaves have been blown off over the past couple of days, but look at all the berries and beautiful. It's nice that the cows are still out. They're young ones, but it's still nice. Oh no. Right, so they're young cows and they're quite feisty. They're laid down though, Chief. They won't get you. Don't trust them. Come on. So I acknowledge that. I really doubt, Chief, that they can be bothered getting up and coming over a field just to get to the gate and look at you. They look at you in a funny way, don't they? Don't like it. You see, he's not bothered about the ones on this side because he knows they don't bother. It's just those cheeky ones on that side. I've got my new phone, which is a mini phone. It's a small version of, not the latest iPhone, but it's lighter and it's not forcing my hat down over my eyes, which is good. I perhaps should need a new hat. I think I've said that before. I've fallen off on the road, not on my head. But I momentarily, again, the horse that used to just came from nowhere threw me off on one of the lanes, and I hit my back on the curb, so my legs did go a bit numb for a... Right, so we're bothered about this pile of grit there. There's a car coming, but it's far away. But there you go, he walked past it, he's fine. So we can just get in the side. Silly cough now. Coming or pulling. Push your bum over. Good boy. Well, no, not yet, not yet. You have to wait for that second car, Chief. Done that before, haven't we? You let a car pass and then you start walking across the road. And there's another one. These have been here for ages, Chief, ages. But today, don't like them. Interesting.